How's it going, everyone? Welcome to a PlayStation news update on what the PS5 controller will look like. We still don't know what the console will look like. Um, so we're just going to talk about what Sony revealed to us recently. So we have this. Introducing DualSense, the new wireless game controller for PlayStation 5. Not DualShock 5, it's DualSense 5. Or, well, DualSense. See the first... Okay, so here's the image. It looks like this was written by Hideaki Hideaki Nishino, Senior Vice President, Platform Planning and Management at Sony. Well, probably Sony Interactive Entertainment or Sony Worldwide Studios, whichever. Not Sony Corporation, I don't think. Anyway, we've reached an exciting milestone with the PlayStation 5 as we're starting to ship our new controller and its final design to developers who are implementing its unique features into their games. But first, we wanted to everyone in the PlayStation community to get a first look at the DualSense wireless controller and hear our vision for the new controller for how the new controller will captivate more of your senses as you interact with the virtual worlds in PS5 games. The features of DualSense, along with the PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech, will deliver it a new feeling of immersion to players. Well, there's a speaker. Okay, that makes sense. Now, the PS4 controller, DualShock 4 controller, also had a speaker. So, it's just going to add more to that. The PS4 launched back in 2013. This kind of looks similar to the DualShock 4 controller, which we'll talk more about after I'm done reading this. So DualShock 4 was a controller for PS4 back when that launched 2013. That received positive feedback. Kind of looks similar to this. I was gonna pick up a PlayStation controller. I don't have a PS4 controller. I have a PS3 controller. Yeah, I know that it looks. You can see the motor. But this was the DualShock 3 controller. Sometimes the analog gets stuck, but yeah, so. I don't. I need to do a better job at taking care of my stuff, but I got that back in 2010 as well. Anyway, so they want to hold on, where was I? For introducing forward-looking features like the share button. This brought us to the next question. How do we build upon that success? After thoughtful consideration, we decided to keep much of what gamers love about DualShock 4 intact, while also adding new functionality and refining the design. Based on our discussions with developers, we concluded that the sense of touch within gameplay, much like audio, hasn't been a big focus for many games. Yeah, that's true. I think I've actually been playing The Last of Us, The Last of Us Remastered lately to get ready for The Last of Us Part 2, even though it's been delayed again. But anyway, there is some audio coming from the controller. Like when you have the flashlight, you shake the controller because the batteries are gonna die not the controller, the flashlight in the game, and then it lasts forever. It's a video game, so anyway, I say that because that was the game that was the first thing that came to mind. But it does work with other games. I think I have a bunch of PS4 games where most of the games I have, I don't even think it does anything. The Last of Us is, for some reason, that's the only game I can think of. Death Stranding. I haven't played that for a while. Yeah, the BB. Actually, you'll hear the BB actually cry and whatnot. So Sony wants to they want to add on to that. We had a great opportunity with the PS5 to innovate by offering game creators the ability to explore how they can heighten the feeling of immersion through our new controller. I know I skipped some, but that's okay. This is why we adopted haptic feedback, which adds a variety of powerful sensations you'll feel when you play, such as the slow grittiness of driving a car through mud. We also incorporated adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2 buttons of DualSense, so you could truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. I'm wondering if it's going to be like HD Rumble on the Nintendo Switch. Well, not the Switch, but the Joy-Cons I don't have my Switch in here because I'm not going to be streaming that tonight. Or Pro Controller. Oh, here. The Pro Controller. It's charging. You know. I almost picked up my Wii U Pro Controller. For some reason. You know, so... It's like, oh, you could, see, like, with 1-2 switch, you could see, like, oh, how many ice cubes are in this controller? There was a game where you shaved. You could, like, shave in 1-2 switch, a mini game. And it would, like, vibrate differently, you know. Not that, different volumes of the, you know, I would have games on PS4. Sometimes it would vibrate a lot, sometimes not much at all. Yeah, but the Switch, I feel like this might be like kind of like HD Rumble, maybe better because this, yeah, it almost sounds like the shoulder buttons might have a vibration feedback. No pun intended, but yeah, so that'd be kind of cool. Maybe the entire controller will have some kind of vibration, and the analog sticks, that would be cool. Okay, so let's continue on. This provided us with an exciting challenge to design a new controller that builds off of the current generation, while taking into account new features we were adding. For example, with adaptive triggers, we had to consider how the components would fit into the hardware without giving it a bulky feeling. Our design team worked closely with our hardware engineers to place the triggers and actuators. The designers were then able to draw the lines of how the exterior of the controller would look and feel. It's kind of this is kind of just more how it's made, not so much about, you know, the exciting stuff I was looking forward to. But hey, you know, something new. Okay, so the designers. Okay, we also took thoughtful consideration. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. For the buttons, you'll notice there is no longer a share button as we had with DualShock 4. That actually, I was disappointed when I saw that at first. But wait, it's not going away. It's just going to be used differently. Industry first share button. It's a create button feature. Okay, so it'd be a little different, but so it's not going away completely. Yeah. With Create, we're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world, or just to enjoy for themselves. We'll have more details on this feature as we get closer to launch, hopefully later this year. Now, it doesn't actually say, does it say anywhere 2020? No, it does not. Is it still coming in 2020? Oh boy. Well, I guess, I don't know. We'll find out. Now I lost my spot. DualSense also adds a built-in microphone array, which will enable players to easily chat with friends without a headset. Good job, Sony. Ideal for jumping into a quick conversation. But of course, if you're planning a chat for a longer period, it's probably, you're going to want to have a headset, but say like, oh, you weren't planning on having one. Okay, yeah. It'd be kind of nice, and I would assume you'd be able to like put headphones in there. I know the Switch you can't. Well, the thing with the Switch is if you're playing in handheld mode, you can put headphones in there. And I'm not talking about the app. I'm just talking about headphones when playing with the controller. Now now they're talking about the colors. Yeah, they've been using like this one color. I mean, now this was a blue controller. I said I got this back in 2010. I got the PS3 back in 2010. I can't remember if I don't remember when I got the blue one. I think I got it around the same time. But I believe I'm pretty sure I got the black controller, which I don't know. It's somewhere in this room. I'm not going to dig for it now. Yeah, but it seems like black has been more of a PlayStation color. Now they're going with white. I'm going to give my thoughts on the design in a moment after we're done with this. So, yeah, they've changed some things. The D-pad kind of looks, yeah, you know, for the most part, it looks like a PS4 controller. This right here, you know, the touchpad, it's more angular, I think. It's more at an angle. Yeah, you have this. Can I get a better, oh, no, really? Why can't you see the entire controller? That's pretty stupid. Okay, here it is. I was going to say, just have that. It's like, yeah, that's all you're going to get. Okay, so now these buttons, they're not colored. Wasn't, I believe the PS4 controller, it was colored. Okay, so I guess this is, create, and this is either start or options. And then you have the four shoulder buttons, I guess. Two triggers, and then just two regular buttons. The D-pad, it's not a traditional D-pad, but it's a D-pad. Kind of looks like either the Vita or PSP. And then we have the... Yeah, it's a little different from this. I know this is PS3, but it reminds me more of like the PSP or Vita analog stick D-pad. And then the original PlayStation didn't even have analog sticks. At least not until DualShock came to the first PlayStation, the PS1. In all, we went through several concepts and hundreds of mock-ups over the last few years before we settled on this final design. This has been tested, DualSense has been tested by a wide range of gamers with a variety of hand sizes, not a bad idea, in order for us to achieve the comfort level we wanted. With great ergonomics, our games with DualSense is to give gamers the feeling of being transported into the game world as soon as they open the box. We want players to feel like the controller is an extension of themselves when they're playing. So much so that they forget it's even in their hands. We are thrilled about sharing the look of the DualSense controller with our fans, and we can't wait for everyone to get their hands on it. I'd like to close with a message from Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan to the community. So he says, DualSense marks a radical departure from our previous controller offerings and captures just how strongly we feel about making a generational leap with PS5. The new controller, along with the many innovative features in the PS5, will be transformative for games, continuing our mission at PlayStation to push the boundaries of play, now and in the future. To the PlayStation community, I truly want to thank you for sharing this exciting journey with us as we head towards the PS5's launch in holiday 2020. Okay, it does say holiday 2020. We look forward to sharing more information about PS5, including the console design, in the coming months. Why am I moving my hands as if this is me actually saying this as if I was the original person that said this? Okay, so 2025. No, that'd be a long time. 2020, if everything goes well. We still don't know what the console looks like, Sony, so get on with that. But and then yeah, that's basically what that says up here. Yeah, so I want to give my thoughts on it. I think I'm not like a big fan of the controller, but I think it looks okay. I'll probably get the PS5. I don't know if I'm going to get it at launch. Kind of want to see what the Xbox Series X has. And then I don't think Nintendo's launching anything this year. I originally did, but with COVID-19, I don't know. It's still possible that this may not even release this year, but we'll have to see. Especially with things improving in China, but they're going through their second wave now. But this video is not I don't want to talk about that right now. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think the controller's okay. It's not like the best thing ever. I've seen some like Photoshop mock-ups. Well, everyone just assumes it's Photoshop at least. But I've seen like people make the PS5 controller. They would show it like if it was white. Or excuse me, it is white. Black. Yeah, it still kind of looks like the PS4 controller. Which, in my eyes, I think that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. There's some minor things. I think it's just the color. I don't know. Oh, now I do have a white PS4 controller. No, excuse me. I have a white DualShock 3 controller for the PS3. This is just a third-party USB cable. Yeah, so it's kind of, I don't know. It's fine, but yeah. So I want to hear what you guys think on this. And then I'm gonna go edit this video because I know some of it was kind of messy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on this. I'm actually okay with this for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I could say the Nintendo could improve on their battery life, at least, on the Joy-Cons. Pro controller's fine. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And without further ado, I'm going to end this here. I will see you guys next time, hopefully when Sony reveals what the console will look like. Sony?